see. Okay. I am not sure right now if it's too bright or not. I cannot really see clearly, but I assume it's fine. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. My name is Audrey, I still don't know how to call myself. Let's just say I like to read, I spend money on books, and right now I want to show you guys things that I've been buying, books that I've been buying for the last couple of months. Doing a book haul, essentially. This is kind of awkward, but nice to meet you all. This is all the books that I've been kind of like buying for the last, maybe since the beginning of this year or like since December. The reason is like I don't really like buying books in huge amount. I kind of like just like buy it like one by one about things that I actually want to read or like need. The first book that I would like to talk about is Kiss the Villain and Hunt the Villain by Rina Ken. If I may to say something, if I'm being honest, stuff that she writes is not that good, if I may, but at the same time, like, it is a guilty pleasure. Every time she releases like another romance, because I do like romance, I found myself like wanting to buy her book and read. I read Kiss the Villain like last year in 2025 when it was released, and again, it is a guilty pleasure, right? But I found myself reading for 7 hours straight, finishing the whole book. Is it good? Not really, but I found myself thinking about the characters for 3 days straight. And because I do enjoy Kiss the Villain as a guilty pleasure, I got myself Hunt the Villain. At this point, I'm just going to collect the whole series. Once again, I've read this book on Kindle. I just got it like on January because there's like some discount. This is a student professor romance, dark romance, let me preface that. It is a dark romance. Please do check the trigger warning. This one, on the other hand, is an enemies to lovers, rivals to lovers with tension, mutual pinning. That's also one of my favorite tropes. The only reason I haven't read this book because I'm kind of on a dark romance burnout. Like, I think I read way too much dark romance to the point I'm kind of like, I can't had enough. That's the first 2 books in this book haul. The next one is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. The jump from a dark romance to this, it's way too high, but hear me out a second. I got this book in December for like a Secret Santa. Like, my friend bought this for me because like, I mean, she did ask me like what I want, and I told her like, I gave her like a set of list of books that I want to read, and she got me this. This is going to be my first Kazuo Ishiguro book. I do have Clara in the Sun, but I only read like the first 50 pages and I haven't continued to finish that book. I know that book is going to get like an adaptation. I saw the trailer, so maybe I will finish Clara and the Sun first and then read Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. From what I heard, it's very depressing, and from what I heard, Never Let Me Go, it's like one of his best work. The thing is, like, I don't know anything about this book. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, let me just check my notes. I saw a screenshot of an interview of Ishiguro's about like this book specifically, and one of the questions that he asked was like, why people choose not to escape. I assume not to escape from their abuse. And hearing that, I'm immediately kind of like, oh. So it's kind of like existential sadness and depression, huh? But that's why I got myself Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. More like my friend bought it for me as a Secret Santa. Next thing that we have is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Like, here's the damn thing. I never read romantasy ever in my life. Which I know like that's like the most popular genre right now ever on the internet. But like, I never read romantasy in my life because of like my own personal love-hate relationship with romance genre. So I am currently making a video of me reading romantasy, and one of the contender for that is Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I heard so many reviews about this book. Some people praise it, some people hate it. It is a very polarizing book. Like, you have like each and every end of every spectrum. You hate this book or you love this book. Like, there's nothing in between. It's either you will die for this book or like you absolutely want to burn this book in hell. Like, there's nothing in between, like, at least from all the reviews that I saw on the internet. So that's why I choose this book, because like one of my favorite, well, technically this is a romance here. One of my favorite fantasy romance book that I read is Captive Prince by C.S. Packet. Let me show it to you. This is one of my favorite romantasy book, and it is also another polarizing book. Some people loved it. I am one of the people who actually really love this book. Some people hate this book so much. And from what I heard, Cruel Prince, it's the definition of enemies to lover, where like they actually hate each other. What I mean hate each other, they actually want to murder each other. And it was kind of toxic in the beginning, but the thing is like, I do like my enemies to lover slightly toxic in the beginning. Does that make sense? And I will let you guys know about it because I am making a full-on video about reading romantasy book. The next one, it's kind of sad that like I haven't read this book, Fable by R.F. Kuang. I'm always late when it comes to trends, and I know this book was released in, this paperback edition was in 2023, but it was published in 2022. Yes, it's been 4 years. I read Poppy War by R.F. Kuang and I enjoy it. I haven't finished the series, but it is on my bookshelf right now. I kind of had this high expectation of like, I hope this book will destroy me, because I've seen the discussion online. Some people said like this book destroyed me. I've seen some clips of people crying over this book, so I do have some high expectation. But for that exact reason, that's why I've been avoiding this book, because like, what if the book disappoint me? I don't know what kind of mindset do I have. It is slightly toxic and stupid, but that's why I haven't read Babel. Again, from what I heard, everyone said like this book is very amazing. It talks about classism, racism, and colonialism, which as an Indonesian, I find that interesting. We do have a history about being colonized by Dutch and Japan. I studied international relations when I was in uni, and when I was reading Poppy War by her, I know she likes to reference like an actual historical events in her books, so I assume like that's also gonna be the same thing with Babel. And as an IR student, I found that very fun to read, if that makes sense, because like I'm very close to the source of material. I will give you guys an update if I enjoy this book or not. The next two books, I got it like during this book fair, and I got myself Loveless and 1984 by George Orwell. Loveless, it's Alice Oseman, man. I love Heartstopper. I read Radio Silence, and I remember I cried over Radio Silence, and I want to read more by her, and I found this on the book fair. It was only like $5, I think. It was very cheap. It is an Alice Oseman book, so it is another queer story, which I am very excited about. Our main character is currently like trying to figure out her sexuality, about like asexual and aromantic. I love her book Radio Silence, not only because of her sexual representation, but she is one of the authors that actually discuss and talks about teenagers' romance, like emotions and sexuality, like how confusing it was. Anyway, I'm very excited over this book. It's Alice Oseman, like I trust her with my life. And the next one is, 1984 by George Orwell. I've been wanting to read this book since I was in uni, because like my professors and friends talk about this book a lot. I just never had motivation to do so. A good friend of mine said that if you are an IR student, you should read 1984 and Brave New World. Even like when I was in uni, like the book being discussed a lot in our classroom. It is a dystopian book, and our main character is fighting a totalitarian regime. I've been wanting to read this book for like since I was in uni, so like 6 years at this point, and I haven't read it, so like I've been yapping way too long. Okay, the next one is popular hit. Oh my god, my camera is overheating. My camera was overheating a little bit, and at this point, Sony, why? For the next book, it's actually a required reading when I was in uni, but I did not read this book. I just like look up the summary and kind of just like bullshit my way. It is a popular hit of the Showa era by Ryu Murakami. How do I describe this book? It's chaotic, slightly mystery, slightly thriller, unhinged, but in comedic way. Basically, the book talks about like a group of young men having a beef with a group of grandma. Basically, the group of young men, they were being very loud in their neighborhood, and this group of grandma was complaining about the noise complaint that they caused. Instead of like trying to solve the problem like a normal person, they decided to have a war. Yes, the grandma is fighting this group of young men using knives, a rocket launcher, basically a full-on battle royal. It is chaotic, cartoonish at best. It sounds fun. It sounds very fun. The thing is like it's very difficult for me to find this book like in Jakarta. So like I remember like I was specifically looking this book when I was like traveling to Japan last year, and I found it, and now I'm going to read it. Well, soon I'm going to read this book. The next two book, actually I've mentioned these two books like in my previous video when I was reading books recommended by Hyunjin from Stray Kids. It is Hunger by Choi Jin Young and Almond by Won Pyung Son. Almond by Won Pyung Son, it is another coming of age, and again I want to read this book because like I saw Hyunjin recommended this. But if I may, this book is like very popular in South Korea, more like worldwide, because RM and Suga from BTS recommended this. I get it, like I get it. It's a very interesting book. It is a very coming of age book that talks about teenagers' emotions and sense of identity. I think I gave this book like an in-depth review on my previous video, which you guys can watch it if you guys are curious. The next one is Hunger by Choi Jin Young. The thing is like I bought this book for that specific reading vlog, but even beforehand I was planning to read this book anyway, mainly because there's cannibalism in it. The book talks about like a very codependent relationship between a man and a woman. Both of them carry their own personal trauma. The thing about this book, it's better to go in blind without knowing anything. All you need to know, it's a very obsessive codependent relationship between a man and a woman. I actually enjoyed this book. Okay, like I've made like a full review about it, so you guys can look it up. The amount of time that I'm going to say I've been wanting to read this book in quite a while, I feel like this whole entire book haul is going to be filled with all the books that I've been wanting to read for quite a while, and it is No Country by Yasunari Kawabata. I've read his work, The House of Sleeping Beauty, but I know Snow Country is like one of his, or like probably the most popular work by him. The thing is, like, I love East Asian authors. I grew up reading Akutagawa and Kawabata, so there's like a special place for like an East Asian author, even though like they tend to write like the most unhinged, problematic, and questionable book. I'm talking about Yu Dazai. I'm sorry, I have like a personal beef with Osamu Dazai. Love him, respect him, but I still cannot read No Longer Human because I do not want to be traumatized. Oh, well, technically this is not a book, but I thought I'm just going to talk about this in this video. It is an album. It is a Golden Hour Part 4 album, 80s album. Bruh. It is not a book, but I thought I'm just gonna show you guys here. Once again, I never got into K-pop until this year because of like some shit that is happening in my life, and I need a new hyperfixation. And here I am buying an album. If you never bought a K-pop album, basically they gave you like a full, like there's like a lot of freebies in here. I got myself the diary version. Apparently there's like 3 different versions. I got myself the one with diary. In here we have like all the lores, and it was written in English, so I haven't read it, which I know I should. By the way, from what I heard, 80s had like one of the most complicated lore out there. And if you're new to K-pop, basically each and every group have their own personal lore, and 80s was known to be like, it has like one of the most complicated lores out there. There's no way I'm going to catch up with it because like I don't know what's happening. The actual CDs and a couple of freebies over here, and I'm just going to show you guys the photo books. Well, I'm so happy, man. Jesus Christ. And I guess the one that is very important, the photo card. And the photo card that I got is, Choi-sun and Kim Hong-jo. When I bought this, I immediately sent it to a group chat, like telling my friend like, hey, I finally caved in and bought an album. And they were like teasing me, and I was like, oh my god, this bitch is returning to her fangirl era. And like, yes, I am. In this economy, yes, I am. Enough with that slight distraction. Another book is Strange Picture by Uketsu. The thing is, like, I kind of bought this out of impulse because I need something very quick, like a short mystery thriller book that I can read as a palate cleanser. I just finished Fort Wing, and Fort Wing low-key kind of like sent me into a reading slump, and I just need something like very quick, very short mystery thriller with puzzles. And I grew up reading Kindaichi, so I trust Japanese author when it comes to mystery thriller book, and I know this book is very popular right now. I've seen it multiple times in the bookstores. At first, I do want to read it on Kindle, but the book has so much illustration. Like, look at that. See? And it looks so cool, and it looks so eerie. And I believe like this is like one of the books that if you can read it in physical, please buy the physical book. I think it will actually make your reading experience much better because of the pictures, that they had. Now, okay, some of you probably gonna be excited for this thing. We'll start with this one. Lord of the Mystery by Cuttlefish That Loves Diving. Here's the thing. I've heard about Lord of the Mystery since 2024. I know how popular this book, like everyone has been praising about Lord of the Mystery. It has one of the best magic system, world building. I've been wanting to read Lord of the Mystery. The reason I have not, it's 1,000 pages long. Not 1,000 pages, it's 1,000 chapters. What the hell? That's gonna be a very long read. Like that requires like a very strong commitment on my end. I was complaining the fact that Global Examination was like around 160 chapters long. At first I was thinking that I'm just going to watch the anime because like the anime was released I think like in April. But people who read the book said that like the anime can like skip a lot of lores, like a lot of world building. And people who did not read the book, only watch the anime, said that like it's confusing. So at the end of the day, I need to read the book if I actually want to enjoy the story. That's why I bought it. It's gonna be a long commitment though. Like this is going to be my version of One Piece. The next thing, again, I've been wanting to read this book for years at this point. I'm just going to show you guys. It's a Omniscient Reader Viewpoint by Sing and Song. Once again, ORV, Omniscient Reader Viewpoint. I'm not even in the fandom, but I know everything. Kim Dokja, the main character, this motherfucker is like lurking in my life. Let's say I open Pinterest, maybe I was looking for like a fan art for the Danme that I read for like Global Examination or Little Mushroom. Somehow, I always found Kim Dokja fan art everywhere. At this point, I know the tell me you fool if I blah blah blah, the acronym for that thing. I know it. I've seen everyone reaction reading this book and the shipping. I've seen the trailer of the live action, which looks horrible. That's how popular omniscient reader viewpoint is, at least among like the weeps, which me. The only reason I haven't read this book because it is 500 chapters long. It is half of Lord of Mystery and it is finished, but 500 chapters. Once again, it is a commitment. You know what funny? Before like Lord of the Mystery and ORV was licensed, I already had like the EPUB version on my Kindle. I think the one that made by fan, like the non-official English translation for both Lord of the Mystery and ORV. Like I had that. The reason I bought ORV and Lord of the Mystery, it's to finally kind of like force me to just like finally read the book, even though like it's gonna be a very long commitment. Just like read this book. That's the only reason why I haven't read this book, by the way, because of the long chapters. Other than that, I've heard so many good reviews about Lord of the Mystery and ORV. The last couple of books, and I'm just going to address this thing real quick. Another kind of like fangirl stuff. I've heard the discussion online, I've seen the meme, I've seen the fan art, I've seen like the whole discourse about All for the Game series. All for the Game series, it is a romance book. Is it a romance or not? Sport romance? Is it sport romance? Like I can't even really describe it. It's like one of the things that like people who read this book loved it, but they cannot really recommend this book to any other people because how unhinged, problematic, and insufferable the characters are. That's from what I heard. Like the only way that I can describe this series is canon character death, drug abuse, self-harm, miscommunication, slow burn, very slow burn, mutual pinning, insufferable characters, angst, no comfort, angst with happy ending, I hope. Mafia AU, well not really AU, but there's mafia. Again, it is very loved, very adored, but like very controversial in the same time. I think I am the target audience for this book because I grew up with fanfiction and Tumblr. This is my badge of honor of being an absolute degenerate. I think I am one of the people that will enjoy All for the Game series. Okay, let's just gonna make it quick for the last one. Pet Cemetery by Stephen King. Never read anything by Stephen King before, so I am not sure if I should start it with a Pet Cemetery. According to him, this is like his scariest book. What the hell did you wrote in this book that you claim it as like one of your, not one, your scariest book ever? Out of curiosity, that's why I bought this book. But again, I haven't read anything by Stephen King before, so I'm not sure this is like a good way to start Stephen King, but at the same time, I do need some horror in my life right now. Last but not least, finally it's coming to an end. My throat hurt. I've been filming for like an hour, I think, but it is Ruthless Foe by Rebecca Ross. Again, I am currently making a video about reading Romantasy. One of the books that I am reading right now is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I love it so much. The first book, it's so good. At first, I thought it's gonna be like your typical Romantasy, like very romantic stuff like that. I did not expect like how atmospheric the book is. My point is like I really enjoy Divine Rivals and I've been looking for the physical copy of Divine Rivals because if I really like the book, I do want to own the physical copy, but it's very difficult for me to find one. It was sold out online, like nearest bookstore, everywhere, sold out. Until one day I stumbled upon this and it was on sale. I think it was like $12, not even I think, but it was on sale and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna grab that book right now. Don't worry, I will try my best to find like the physical copy of the first book, but right now I am glad that I have the second book on the series. I will talk about Divine Rival in much detail in my next video. That's about it. Oh my god, I've been yapping for an hour long. Thank you so much for watching. This is my first time doing a full-on talking head video. I am very nervous. I am very scared. My throat hurt and I kind of spill water here and there. My camera is overheating, but hey, gotta try something new, I guess. I've been wanting to make this video for quite a while because I have like 20 books that I want to talk about and also like to practice my anxiety in front of a camera. And I think it is a good practice for me to get comfortable on camera, sort of like that. Once again, my name is Audrey. I like reading, I like books, and I like everything that is kind of like nerdy, if I may say so to myself. So if you guys are into that, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!